The wooden artifacts are a very interesting topic that we all need to know. And how are they restored, especially in the National Museum of the Egyptian Civilization? It is very important to know more about this process. I am really delighted to have with me Mohamed Takkal, the head of the Wood Conservation Lab at NAMEC. Welcome, Mrs. Islam.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. The first thing I would like to know, can you tell us some of the resources regarding the NAMEC's wooden artifacts?
Our wooden artifacts at NAMEC come from different periods, spanning from pharaonic period, then to Islamic era. Egypt history, especially New Kingdom, produced exceptional pieces such as furniture, statue, and also from Islamic era they produced also panels, doors, mashrabiyya with elaborate carving. The River Nile is a rich source, but due to Egypt's scarcity of wood, a certain type of timber like cedar from Lebanon were highly valued, and imported make the pieces are unique.
How do you approach the restoration of wooden pieces, especially those with intricate carvings or original paint? How do you restore them?
We start our restoration conservation treatment by enter the object to the inoxidant to be sure that the object has no infection, and microbiology lab. Then we entered to our lab, a wooden lab, and we start to make 2D documentation.
So there is a wooden lab, that is specialized for
organic lab, and is divided into 3 parts: textile, papyrus or paper, then wood lab. And we start to make 2D documentation, photographic documentation, to make a comparison between before, during, and after, and then documentation sheet to record all the duration we see in every layers of the objects. Then we make a diagnosis and analysis, and we work as a team. Then we start to put a plan of a treatment. We start in the normal way with mechanical cleaning first, then chemical cleaning, but in some cases some objects suffer from weakness, so we start with consolidation first, then the rest of the treatment. And after we finished, we make isolation. And also our work didn't stop in making restoration in the lab. We make a daily observation for the object, even in the storage or in the display.
With the temperature, you manage the temperature. Is there a specific alarm system that is actually connected to the halls to make sure that the temperature is going right and everything is going right, and you get an alarm if anything goes wrong?
Our museum use control climate system, advanced climate control systems. To keep out to maintain temperature and the humidity. We use devices to show and put and try to keep the object in the suitable range, and also devices for light to prevent the object from a harmful fading or any damage.
Talking about the damage that you just mentioned, Mrs. Islam, sometimes some pieces have some partial damage or total damage. So I would like to ask you, what are the common types of damages that you have dealt with?
Yes. Our objects are often suffer from warping, damage of insects, and cracks. And I wanted to tell you some of my experience with my colleague.
Sure.
In one of the objects. We were exposed to some of the objects, like a box of funerary box for preserving Ushabti, and it suffered from warping. So we make first a color sensitivity test, and then we separate it for the 4 sides, from the 4 sides, and start to isolate it and put a protection to prevent the object from to prevent the colors, and start to reduce the content of water gradually. and under pressure.
Yes.
Then we reshape the object and reassemble it
Yes.
again. And it
Yes.
was a nice experience for me and with my colleague.
Of course. Me and my colleague Mirna, today we have conducted so many interviews, and one of them we were talking about the textiles.
Yes.
And our very dear guest said that sometimes when the color is faded, we cannot get it back. So my question is this the same case when it comes to wooden artifacts? If you have a piece that the colors are not so clear, can we get it back, or it is the same case
No.
as the textile?
In restoration treatment, we try to keep the object as it is. Just make a cleaning for the object, appear it as it is, because it's prohibited to make any retouch or make interference to reduce the value of the objects.
Okay, so wood actually is very sensitive to humidity and weather changes. Do you restore all the wooden artifacts the same way, or the ones with engravings and specific details require a specific treatment or a special treatment?
It depends on the case of the objects. We tried if something, some object suffer from losing the water, so we're trying to reduce, trying to return the moisture of water until reach to the suitable range.
Water does not ruin wood actually?
No, it depends on rules, not on but not. We use the devices.
Okay. And a certain percentage of water.
Yes,
Okay.
to reduce the humidity for the objects, the suitable one.
Mrs. Islam, do you collaborate or do you initiate some cooperations with international scientists or scientists who are interested in restoration as well? Is there any kind of collaboration that is held by this museum with international scientists?
We collaboration with the artisan people who possess wealth of knowledge about traditional Egyptian woodworking techniques, and they help us to know the message of how the ancient Egyptian manufacture the objects, and also they help us to in working shop not for the people only or the visitor, and also for the team.
So many of the wooden artifacts like sculptures in furniture, for example, they hold a cultural and symbolic meanings. So how does your conservation approach take these symbolic meanings into account?
We're trying in our restoration treatment to just make a cleaning for the object without making any retouch for the objects. We tried to keep it as it is. We didn't add anything for the objects. Just in one case, when we wanted to keep or to preserve the whole statue or the whole object from deterioration, in this case I can make a complete for the object. And also we used all the material we used to have the same chemical composition of the object, and they have reusability, because if there is a new material, I can remove and put the new one.
Okay.
Is there a special piece that you have worked on before and enjoyed working on it?
Yes.
Like what? Tell
There
me.
is a statue for cat basket related to the late period.
Cat?
Yes, a cat basket related to the late period. It was a beautiful statue, and during diagnosis we think that there is something inside, so make X-ray diffraction and X-ray radiography, and we found a mummy inside the statue.
A mummy
Wow.
inside the statue?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's beautiful
What did you do
for
with
me
it?
and for with my colleague. Yes.
Yes. What did you do with it?
You kept
we
the
was-
mummy inside
You
the cat?
kept the mummy?
Yes. We was proud.
You
And
can't
we
take it
tried-
out? You can't take it out?
No.
It
No.
is forbidden to take it out.
No.
This
no, we
this is
try to
considered a
prevent
change.
it as it is.
Yes,
Wow.
because this is considered a retouch or a change of the piece, right? And this is forbidden to change anything of the piece,
Yes.
right?
Yes. especially because it's contain wood inside the mummy, and then part wood, and then preparing linen, and then preparing layer, and the last one the printed layer.
So
Wow.
if you got the mummy out of it, you would damage the
The
whole
whole thing.
piece.
Yes.
So, okay, when you displayed this piece, did you mention, is there anything that tells the story behind it, and that there is a mummy inside, and these details, do you mention it to the public or not?
We now it's in the storage, but we're trying to make this.
Is there a plan to mention this to the public?
I tried to depend on the association or sorry.
The officials in
the
the
officials,
museum.
yes.
So, Mrs. Islam, are tourists allowed to see or witness the process of restoration or even parts of it?
Yes, visitors came to the lab and show what we do, and also we make a presentation, and also they see all the object on real, and also in the presentation we see, and we show them before, during, and after, and they see the difference between the objects before restoration and after restoration.
Okay. Are there new materials or tools used for specifically in wood conservation?
Yes,
Here in the Namek?
Our museum, and we continuously practicing by using a new material.
New technology.
Yes, like such as nanotechnology material, and also there is laser cleaning devices to remove dust and stains without causing any harmful or any damage for the surface. And also our museum tried to let us take courses about environmental friendly nature material, because it's spread in this time, and it's useful for the object. We tried all the time to use the same chemical composition of the object, and the same and the material which have visibility.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Islam Mohamed Takkal, the head of the Wood Conservative Lab at Namek.
I was pleasure to be with you, all of you.
The pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear viewers. And in this interview, we have so many information about the restoration of wooden artifacts and the process from the very beginning until the end. And this brings us to the end of this interview, along with my colleague Minna Al-Ghaznawi. Thank you, Minna. And now we have a short break, and we will be right back in the Nile Cruise Show.